Hello everyone and welcome to the DPB Podcast. I am your host Ryan Mondes with DisneyPinsBlog.com, the latest news on Disney pin trading collecting around the world. This is episode number 56 for the week of September 12th, 2016. Let's start the show.
Welcome to the Disney Pins Blog Podcast.
Welcome back everyone to the Disney Pins Blog Podcast. For those listening or watching, you probably heard the new intro today. We just had a little bit of a restructuring here at Disney Pins Blog, so the podcast is changing. Even the website, we're continuing to evolve, and things will constantly change. Given that, I just wanted to let everyone know on the podcast that Matt and Megan are no longer with Disney Pins Blog. Just had a little bit of restructuring here, and I wish them the best of luck. I really appreciate everything they've done for the website and the podcast, especially Matt. I mean, he in the last year did a ton for the podcast and the YouTube channel. So yeah, I just wanted to wish them the best of luck in the future. It's been a crazy week for Disney Pins news as well. There's one really big story this week, so we're going to get into that at the end. The podcast layout is still obviously going to be pin news in the beginning, and then at the end we'll just end it with a question or a discussion topic, and then we'll relay that back to the forums, kind of like what we're doing now, or what we did in the past with the Disney Chit Chat. Park happenings we're probably not going to do anymore. If there is a big story happening out of Walt Disney World or Disneyland, we might talk about that a little bit. But yeah, this is mainly just going to be a pin-focused podcast, and then at the end, we'll have some type of discussion or topic. But yeah, the podcast is probably going to be a lot shorter now, so hope you guys like that. We're still going to be doing on iTunes, still going to be putting it up on the website, and on YouTube as well. So nothing will change there. And also, we're going to be occasionally having special guests on the podcast. So like other people involved with Disney somehow, they'll be on the podcast joining me. So that'll be fun. But in the beginning here, it's probably just going to be myself doing the news like I've done in the past. All right, so let's jump right in to the pin news for this week. First, I want to head over to Hong Kong Disneyland because they've been getting a lot of really cool Halloween pins over there. And we just saw some new Tsum Halloween pins that were released over there. They are like a hinged and a slider element, I believe. The hinge part is a stained glass. And there's different characters. There's like a Baymax, Minnie Mouse, Gelatoni. So lots of different cool characters coming out of Hong Kong. And they glow in the dark too as well, so that's awesome. And I believe they are a limited edition of 500, so that's cool. I saw a lot of people on Facebook and Instagram over in Hong Kong doing pickups for those. So yeah, if you're on the in the pin groups on Facebook, you could have had an opportunity to get some of those cool Hong Kong pins over there. And then we also talked about. I think it was last week, they had the regular Halloween pins released with like the Duffy and the Mickey and the Minnie and stuff. So this is just a continuation of the Halloween pins over there. Heading over to Disneyland Paris, we got a preview of the September 2016 pins. So the flyer came out, and it was really cool to see on the flyer this time the Run Disney pins. Because this is the first ever Run Disney semi-marathon, as they call it over there. I believe it's just a half marathon, and they have a 5K and I think a 10K over there as well. This is the very first Run Disney race over at Disneyland Paris. So the flyer had some of the pins on there, and the one I really like has Remy. Looks like he's holding cheese or something. It's hard to tell in the flyer, but that's a pretty cool pin. And then they have one that just says I did it, and then Disneyland Paris semi-marathon logo pin, which is pretty cool, and then two with the castle with a ribbon. So those are, I believe, are going to be released on September 22nd Yeah, that weekend, that's the race weekend, 22nd, 23rd. So those are when those will be released in Paris. And then also the next pin event in Paris is Pin Trading Day, September 17th, 2016, at the Pueblo Trading Post in Frontierland. So that's been added to the events page at DisneyPinsBlog.com. You can find all events worldwide over there. Heading over to Disney Store UK, there's been a lot of rumor around this pin set, but this is the Animator's pin set. It just popped up. This was released at, I believe it was a cast member exclusive event in California, and then it's coming to Disney Store here in America, and then also the UK one was just announced. So the UK release is going to be on September 20th. That's a Tuesday. It's limited edition of 500 in Europe, and then limited edition of 1,300 worldwide. So that 1,300 worldwide, that's Disneyland or the Disney Store here in America. So that'll be available, I believe, sometime in the month of September. We'll keep you guys updated whenever that's released. But the one over at Disney Store in Europe, it's only going to be available online. It features 6 different pins. There's Pocahontas, Rapunzel, Snow White, Elsa, and Anna, and then Tinkerbell. They'll have like glitter embellishments on them as well. And the retail price is £125. So it's going to be pretty expensive, but it's a beautiful set, and there's a lot of hype around it. So that's pretty cool for collectors, especially those who collect those animated dolls. That's what it's kind of based off of, the animated dolls at Disney Store. All right, heading over to Aulani. Kind of crazy seeing some new pins coming out of Aulani at Disney Resort and Spa. They just celebrated their 5th anniversary. And this past week on DisneyStore.com, a limited edition pin popped up. It was kind of a surprise, actually. So you can get this now in America. I believe it's still available. I just checked yesterday, and it was still available. Retail price is $15.95, and the edition size is 2,000, so it's limited. The top of the pin says 5th anniversary, and then it has a Mickey and Minnie with their Hawaiian attire on. And at the bottom it says Aulani, a Disney Resort and Spa, and has some Hawaiian flowers around the bottom there. So that's cool to see some new pins coming out of Aulani, especially limited edition ones, because most of the ones we see are open. So that was fun. For those of you that don't know, I just got back from Orlando. I had some friends down there send me the latest from the Character Warehouse. So if those of you that don't know, Disney has a Character Warehouse there. It says it's an outlet store. It's at the Orlando Violin Premium Outlets. It's in Orlando, and they have pin events there once a month. It's like a short little hour-long pin event, and then they also get discounted pins. So we did blog posts on these in the past at DisneyPinsBlog.com, but for September they got some new ones in. There's a comic book booster pack, a new lanyard medal. Some of those Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party pins are still available there, which is crazy. They've been there for we're coming up on a year here now that these pins have been released, so they just can't sell them. They're limited edition too, and they're only in there for $6.99, so pretty cheap. And there's a couple other open edition pins, some pirate ones, some ones for 2016 they're just trying to get rid of. But the prices vary anywhere from $2.99 a pin, excuse me, to $6.99 a pin. So it's really great deal. And like I mentioned, their next pin event is going to be on September 29th. That is a Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. in Orlando, just a couple of days before our big pin event on October 2nd. So that's excited. Any Florida locals, be sure to stop by. Let's see, what else? Yeah, so Food and Wine Festival's coming up here on September 14th. And Disney just released the official flyer. We already had the pins up on the website from the Pixar party. We got to see all the new Food and Wine pins coming out. But also we just did a blog post on the Remy's Ratatouille Hide and Squeak 2016 pins. So this is back again for 2016. Last year is whenever it debuted at Epcot. And you basically had to go, you got a map and you went around World Showcase. You found Remy with different ingredients to create Ratatouille. Once you found them, you put a stick in your map. Then you went back to, I think it was Port of Entry to get your pin. So there are six different limited release Remy pins. There's pretty cool ones on here actually. One with him with garlic. Another one him eating some cheese. I like the one he's holding a carrot. So those are fun pins. Yeah, so if you guys are in Epcot for the Food and Wine Festival this year, be sure to do that. It's going to be running all through Food and Wine. And just to purchase the map and sticker, it's only $10 to participate. And then the limited release pins, I believe, are around $10 as well. So it's not bad. And you can get those at Disney Traders, the Festival Center, Pin Central, Pin Store, Port of Entry, and World Traveler. Those are the stores you can pick that up at. And it runs from September 14th through November 14th, basically the whole Food and Wine Festival. And then also on the regular Food and Wine Festival pin at Disney Pins blog, we did update it with the edition sizes because we didn't have that on there. Once Disney released their flyer, we updated it with the edition sizes. So that's fun. Let's head over to Mickey's of Glendale, especially for cast members. We got a preview of these at the Pixar Party pin event, but it's the Haunted Mansion holiday pins. These are really cool. It basically features the Nightmare Before Christmas characters in the Doom buggies on Haunted Mansion. So I believe there's two different sets. The first set is going to be released on this Monday when this podcast goes up on September 12th. And they're limited edition of 250. Retail price is $16.95 per pin. And we have a picture of the whole entire collection up on the website. I will post it here on YouTube as well. I'm sure you guys can see it now. And yeah, it looks like a pretty cool set, especially if you're a Haunted Mansion and a Nightmare Before Christmas fan. But those are only for cast members at Mickey's of Glendale. These are WDI pins. I'm sure you can get them on the secondary market though. Usually people are selling these on Facebook and Instagram, and of course eBay. Alright, so before we get into the other end of news, let's talk about the new pin releases for this week. There's not many right now. We're going to see once Disney sometimes will update throughout the week. But right now we just have one new pin coming out of Disneyland. This will be released on September 15th, this Thursday. Retail price is, actually I don't have the retail price, I believe it's $15.99, but this is the Magic is in the Air collection. This is a bi-monthly collection. It features Zero from The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a pin-on-pin design. Even looks kind of like it might glow in the dark, I'm not sure. But the retail price, or the edition size, is 3,000, sticking with the other pins in that collection. So lots of Nightmare Before Christmas pins for you guys this week. Yeah, and nothing coming out of Walt Disney World, which I find surprising. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. You never know, we might get a surprise release, or Disney might update the calendar. Yeah, so let's jump in now to the second half of the podcast. Just want to talk a little bit about, we had a blog post go up this week with Mel the Magic review, and we also did a YouTube video for this. It's a new subscription service. One thing I want to talk about is the Disney Park Pack. There was a rumor that it was going to be ending. Disney finally admitted this past week on DisneyStore.com that it is the final Park Pack, which I think is disappointing. I really did enjoy getting that in the mail every month, but September coming up here, it's always usually released around the last week of the month. September is going to be the final month for the Disney Park Pack. So our friends at Mail the Magic, I met them at PinCon. Very nice people, and they were nice enough to give me one of the very first subscription pin boxes, and they also offered Disney Pins blog readers a discount code. So if you type in 10 first 2, we have it up on the blog post, you can get a 10% off your first 2 months of subscriptions. So this is basically a new Disney subscription service. It's not by Disney, but it's a very quality box. Cool pins you can get every month still from Disney, especially if you live far away from the parks. And they actually have 6 different subscription services. There's a Trader's box, starts at $19. There's a Parks Pro. There's a limited edition box. There's a seasonal box, a Heroes and Villains box, and an At the Movies box. So the one that I got was Halloween related. Like I said, I have a video of it up on the YouTube channel, and yeah, so I just thought that was really nice of them to offer Disney Pins blog readers a discount code. And then one last thing before we get into the main big story for the week. I just want to do another plug for our pin event here coming up, the Fall 2016 Gathering. Tickets are going pretty fast, especially for the Alice in Wonderland pins. Be sure, guys, to get your ticket this week, because the pin purchasing for the Alice pins is going out on Friday. So a lot of people have been emailing me about this. You're allowed 2 per person. If we don't sell out within the first weekend, then we're going to open it up and you can purchase more. But you have to get that $15 ticket to be able to purchase. And that's going to go out this Friday on September 16th at 9 a.m. So be sure to check your email. If you did register and you don't get an email on Friday, it might go in your spam, your junk folder. If not, write me on Facebook, send Disney Pins blog a message, or email us at disneypinsblog@gmail.com. Alright guys, let's get into the big story for the week. And this is actually going to be the comment question for the forums this week. It's all about Scoop Sanderson. So we kind of had some sad news this week. For those of you that don't know, Scoop Sanderson, he is a character on Main Street USA at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. He's done at Disneyland. He's been doing this for a very long time. I believe he's been around since the start of pin trading in the year 2000. And basically he was kind of like the face of pin trading on Main Street. He did it for years and years and years, and then Disney cut his pin trading off earlier this year in February, and that was like crazy. But they said he was still going to be on Main Street. He's like kind of like the Main Street press. He walks around with the other characters, super friendly. I actually know him personally, and I got to talk to him last week at PinCon. He was there, and he, from what I heard, is pretty devastated by the news whenever Disney told him that his contract was no longer going to be renewed. So kind of blew up on social media this past week. We did a blog post on it. Other big media outlets picked it up, and as of right now, his last day is going to be October 8th. There's no word why. Disney didn't really put out a statement why. But yeah, his last day, a rumored last day, is October 8th. But he still might be around for substituting and call-outs. I don't know if that is for the Scoop Sanderson character, if he's just going to be filling for other characters on Main Street, because he is an actor. He's not employed by Disney. He's kind of like freelances for Disney. So I actually didn't get a chance to talk to him this past week, but I'm hoping I will get to talk to him soon just to get his thoughts. I kind of just wanted the dust to settle first. But that is going to be the forum question for this week. Have you ever traded with Scoop Sanderson? Do you know who Scoop Sanderson is? And if so, what was your interaction with him like? I know people really loved him. He's always so friendly on Main Street, and he always had great pins to trade with. And it was just a fun experience for those on headed to the Magic Kingdom Walt Disney World. So if it is true, if everything falls through, it's going to be sad to see him leave. I know there is a petition out there right now to try to keep him at Disney World. That's been floating around on social media, especially in the pin group. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the forum question for this week. Be sure to leave a comment and we will read it on next week's podcast. Let's head back to the question from last week. Basically asked, Halloween parties at Disney parks, do you go to them? Do you dress up? We had one comment from Abo23, and he said he likes to dress up. He didn't say as what, but I think he likes to go to Walt Disney World. So yeah, that's fun. And then that post on the forums had 172 views as I'm looking at right now, but only one person commented on the actual podcast post on the website. So yeah, I'll leave a link below for if you're watching this on YouTube or on the website. I won't be able to do it on iTunes, but I'll leave a link below to the forum so you guys can participate for next week with Scoop Sanderson. And yeah, before we end it off here, one last thing. We just updated the store, so if you visit dpbstore.com, there's lots of new pins in there, especially if you aren't able to make it to the parks. It's a great alternative. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave your comments below on your thoughts, and we'll see you in the forums. And thank you for watching and listening. I really do appreciate it. See ya.